Hey guys, what is going on? So I wanted to show you some stability exercises. You're gonna need either a medicine ball or something you can put on your feet, a resistance band tethered to something strong, like a pull-up bar or a pole in your garage, or a really sturdy table, or have a small child hold on to this rope for you. But we're gonna be working on both dynamic and static stability. I'm gonna start with one of my favorites. This one is going to be the farmer's carry. Now you can do farmer's carry in a couple of different ways. I'm gonna set a little timer here for us. But traditionally, you're just walking with those weights in your hands. It's a great way to get that core stable. Also trains your shoulders and your grip and your traps and all the good things. We're gonna go 30 seconds now. Farmer's walks, I'm gonna try to stay here. Now the key to it is not to lean side to side. Try to keep yourself nice and steady. Core nice and tight. We're here for 30 seconds. It's a good way to train your grip as well. And I'm just gonna show you a variation really quick. One variation, if you're stuck in place, is to do marches. So you're on a single leg at a time, just like you would be when you're walking, single leg at a time. Marches, a great one. And if you wanna level up even more, drop one of those weights, make sure you're lifting something nice and heavy. Go for those marches or walks, trying to not lean, so you're getting that stability through your obliques as well. Those marches, I think 30 seconds is up, yes it is. And then we're gonna go for our next one, which is gonna be a long lever hold. Set a timer for 30 seconds. Or here. Now this is where you put a weight on your feet. For my beginners, start with no weight, any hip flexor pain, bend those knees. Now this is just training those upper to mid abs in stabilization, holding that position. So this is a lot like your hollow hold, that long lever. Feel free to support the low back with the hands. Putting weight on the feet is gonna be even more stabilization and work for those lower abs to keep you there. We got 3, 2, and 1. And as I said, that modification, bending those knees as much as needed. Next one we've got, this one is going to be, we're gonna have 2 different ones, but we're gonna be working on keeping yourself upright against resistance. So against this resistance band, how it's gonna look is we're gonna be here. I'm gonna pull this to my chest. Now if I stop stabilizing through my core, I would fold forward. So you're using those low back muscles, you're using those ab muscles to hold. 3, 2, and 1. Here. You're in that kneel position. Now if I let my core go, you fall forward. If you don't feel this enough, back it up, back it up. Yes, you are gonna be using your arms to keep the weight close to you. If it's too much, have your arms straight out. This might be a slightly different stability challenge for the abs. And the whole time when I'm doing this well, is I'm squeezing my glutes tight. Hold, breathe. Squeezing abs in tight, squeezing core tight. If you do this properly, you will feel this. 3, 2, 1, release. Now we're gonna go for another stability exercise in a plank. This one, I forget what people call this, a cliffhanger plank or a long plank. You see this position a lot if you're doing an ab rollout. This is your ending position. So get in your high plank, feet about hip width apart, walk those hands out. Walk them out, walk them out. 30 seconds, starting now. Holding that cliffhanger plank. So my arms are as far as I can go. Core is tight, I'm squeezing my glutes with everything I got. If you do have shoulder issues, this is not the one for you, okay? Core tight, can't see it because my shirt's hanging, but I'm squeezing my abs in as tight as possible. We're here, 4, 10, 9, ooh, those abs are burning. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Oh, walk it back up. So, why are stabilization exercises important? One, because they're gonna be your main stabilizer, your main function of the core during strength movements. So such as a squat, such as a deadlift. You're gonna be stabilizing against a force, stabilizing against the weight on the ground in a deadlift, stabilizing against the weight pulling you back or pulling you down in your squat, as well as in a pull-up. When you're in a pull-up, your core is doing a lot of stabilization work here, keeping your core tight, keeping your feet in that hollow position. Your body looks like that, and hollow as you pull up onto that bar. So super important to practice this. My perfect routine for core stabilization would involve a long lever hold, with resistance. So you're resisting against your force and using your obliques a bit more, where you've got that band around your feet. Something I learned from Jeff Cavalier actually. And you're in that hollow position, so it'll look like this from the side. And you're fighting that band. This one's a little strong for what I need, but if you need a modification for this one, you can always bend the knees. Holding those legs straight against the force, it would look like this from the side against that band. Fighting against 30 seconds to 45 on the left, and then switching direction, facing the other way, 35 to 45 seconds, 30 to 45 seconds on the right, and then standing exercises. The more athletic you can get, the better. Farmer's carries, go for a double arm, 45 seconds, single arm, 30 seconds per side, and then that cliffhanger plank is a great one because that's gonna be positioned. If you're an athlete, how often are you up here reaching? If you're blocking in football or softball, baseball, when you're moving, there's gonna be times where you are in an open chain position. You're not closed down tight. In basketball, right here, you need that stability and that strength, and the more stable your core, the more power you can generate into your vertical, right? Or in your cuts. If your core isn't stable when you're moving, then odds are it's gonna slow you down or pull you down. That's why we're doing that resistance exercise as well. And it's always really nice, this is a great one to have as your finisher. Try to hold for a whole minute because you're engaging all parts of the core. You've got the low back and glutes firing, just like you would in a Nordic curl or a glute ham raise. And you've got those abs stabilizing, core tight, squeeze and breathing against the force. You can make this one a lot harder by including additional resistance. I'll show you a couple other farmer carry variations. So these ones are pretty heavy. What are these? These are 44 pounds. So holding in a regular farmer's carry like this, single arm here, front rack, which will be up, oh, that's heavy, here, walking in that front rack. So those of you that work with kettlebells, those of you that are in CrossFit, this is a great one because it gets you in that front rack position. And finally, overhead. You can do both arms overhead, single arm overhead, use the dumbbells or kettlebells, walking with that overhead. This is also going to provide a lot of stabilization through the low back as you're walking. So probably one of the most underutilized tools in core work is stabilization, as well as a farmer's walk or farmer's carry. And that exercise carries over to a ton of other movements and strength in the wrist, in the forearms, in the shoulders, in the core, and in your whole body working together. So it really is a full body exercise. Any questions on those exercises, guys? Send me a message, comment down below. Try some different farmer variations. They're an excellent warm-up to any workout, upper body, lower body, whatever. And a great way to strengthen your wrists, your forearms, and work core stabilization. Try some of those moves. Try that cliffhanger plank. Let me know which one is your favorite. I'll see you guys for the next video.